talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin', and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. Here we go now. I'm talking about Mr. Gulley, and you don't know where he's been. Oh no, he's been right in your alley. Well, I'm Mr. Gulley, yes I am. So what we talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin', and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. One, two, three, four. They call me Mr. Gulley. I've got something for your ear. Now it might sound kind of funny, but I'll make it very clear. So what we talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin', and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. Here we go now. I'm talking about Mr. Gulley, and you don't know where he's been. Oh no, he's been right in your alley. Well, I'm Mr. Gulley, yes I am. So what we talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin', and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way.
Hey everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What is shaking on your Monday? Hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, why not? Why shouldn't you? Tonight I'm going to tell you all about Billy Barty. Why? I don't know, man. I was trying to think of a topic and I couldn't think one, and I just all of a sudden went, Billy Barty's about as obscure as you can get. It's not as obscure as I can get, but it's as obscure as you can get. Tomorrow I'm going to have another BB. Person with the initials BB. It's not the person you think either. I guarantee you. Hey, please do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell. That's free stuff. It's 100% free. It's all free. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to do it. It makes you look like kind of I'll go ahead and say it, a loser. If you don't, you're kind of that freeloader. Then nobody really will say anything to their face, but behind, later on, they're like, people just don't care for it. So if you could go ahead and do that, that'd be great. We also have memberships, $2.99 a month. That's such a value. It's such really a value. And then super chats. Also, whoops, why don't I put the thing up here? If you really want maximum contribution, where YouTube or whoever doesn't take a whole ton out of it and keep it, PayPal. I've done a poor job of telling people PayPal. That's the real place, boy. Maximum contribution on pay, because I get all of that if you want to do that. And then if you want to go to the TomGulleyShow.com, the store, we've got new designs in there. The new skunk design is in there. I've got another design coming out, the What's It To. And there's just stuff. So if you want to do those things, they help the show out. And if you don't, then we just have less shows. Let's see. And probably on those occasions when we don't get any, anything, then there won't be a show the next day. Probably. And that's not to punish people or anything else. It's just that my motivation for 24 hours leaves. And I don't want to research Billy Barty at that point. I don't have the fun of researching Billy Barty. Let's see what we got in the chat room here. Judy Tester's got a beer clank to Billy Barty. Jared's here. He says, here we go now. Coach Mike Rodig. That's a good one, Coach. Good one. Good one. Whoever this Jessica Dark person is says Tom Gulley is really stupid. Well, if you can just read that chat, that's the answer to that. Some people, there's a logo, it's the name of the channel, it's all over but they're still not quite there. They're still not quite there. Oh, Jessica Dark. She I don't really ban people anymore, but why not? Why not? Some people, if you're asking for it that bad, so now I have one banned person. One. Way to go. You got to really try hard, because I really don't do that. I can get pretty obscure. Oh, there he is. Rumpled Trenchcoat. A Columbo podcast, 16 months of membership. How did you get another? Well, just good, clean living and fellowship. Yeah, even Jared wanted that person gone. I would say I probably could figure out who that is, but why try to figure it out? It's back to the House of Pain, Jessica. I've got to do a show one of these days on, Rumple got the notification this time. Yes. And Rumple Trenchcoat, I know for a fact, probably a purveyor of Billy Barty. And he can tell me if Billy Barty was ever on Columbo. Now, I don't see Billy Barty having a large role in a Columbo, but he might have had a one-off, a guy at a circus, something real, just a one scene kind of, I don't know. I doubt it, but my research did not indicate that. Which Billy Barty was on a lot of shows. I'm going to tell you all about that. But I'm going to do an episode here about, I've been having this conversation, the events of the last few weeks, about how, the internet's really awful. Really is awful. it gives voice and semi-quasi legitimacy to people who you wouldn't let take out your trash. You know what I mean? It gives them a voice, makes them feel powerful. They should not feel powerful. Oh, here we go. Rumple Trenchcoat says, as a matter of fact, I am a Billy Barty fan. I don't imagine he has a large role anywhere, not on Columbo, but I loved him in Foul Play. That's one of his bigger ones. But see, he did have large roles in certain things. I don't want to give away too much, but I think my favorite role, and I'll bring this back later, is from, he was on a lot of Sid and Marty Krofft kids shows. And so one of my favorites is, of course, that's right, Dr. Shrinker. I'm even going to give that a full, Dr. Shrinker with Jay Robinson, the always weird Jay Robinson, who I probably should do a show on him. He started off a House of Fire as a Hollywood actor and then got in all sorts of weird trouble, and nobody heard anything from him. He would just pop up in these bit roles and then finally came back as Dr. Shrinker is who he came back as. So anyway. All right, let's get to it. Let's get cracking, shall we? We get cracking here. Well, let's go ahead. Why don't we, for a change, for once in his career, why don't we give Billy Barty the full screen? We'll make him as big as we can. Look at that charmer. Billy Barty was not born Billy Barty. I'm sorry. His name was not Billy Barty. It was William John Bertonzetti. Yeah, he was Italian, He was Italian. He was born in Millsboro, Pennsylvania. And his family moved to California in 1927. He was born in 1924. He had a couple of sisters. I think they were regular-sized people. Now, Billy was born with something called cartilage hair hypoplasia dwarfism. And so, he did a lot of outspoken, wisecracking characters. He became a regular television actor in the 1950s and was part of the Spike Jones Ensemble. Was also an activist. We'll get to that in a minute. Terry Nee, the one and only, the lovely and talented Terry Nee is here. He says, he was 6'6" in my heart. It's only that he was. But he starred with Mickey Rooney in these little short movies called Mickey Maguire. It was a comedy series of the 20s and 30s based on a comic in the paper called Toonerville, folks. And he was small for his age even then. He was, a little guy in the 20s and 30s. He was only born in 24. And he would impersonate young children alongside, big adult type people. And he was good at that because, he was more adult, so he could deliver the lines better and stuff. The 1933 film Gold Diggers of 1933, a 9-year-old Billy Barty appeared as a baby who escapes from his stroller. He also appeared as the child in the 1933 film Footlight Parade. He is seen briefly in the 1935 film Bride of Frankenstein in an uncredited role as a baby in one of Dr. Pretorius's experiments, although his close-ups were cut from the film's final edit. I wish the Wolf was here. The Wolf would really love a show about Billy Barty. Much of Billy Barty's film work consisted of bit parts, gags. He appeared in Fireman Save My Child with Spike Jones. He also appeared in not one but 2 Elvis Presley movies, Roustabout, only in one scene, and that was kind of Billy Barty's thing. He'd just pop up in one scene. and Harem Scarum, where he was a co-star. He had dialogue and everything. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, Dr. Pretorius, man that brings back memories. Some of his more substantial film roles were the elf Screwball in Legend, the village elder in Willow. There you go. He was Gwildor, creator of the Cosmic Key, in the cult classic from 1987, Masters of the Universe. And he was the cameraman Noodles McIntosh in UHF with none other than Weird Al Yankovic. And as our good friend Rumple Trenchcoat has mentioned, he was J.J. McEwen, the brash Bible salesman who is attacked by Goldie Hawn in 1978's Foul Play, which I did not bother to get the movie poster for this. Sorry, I didn't do that. UHF, a very underrated movie. My opinion, UHF is the only thing Weird Al Yankovic has ever done that's worth a damn. There, I said it. Worth a ding-dong damn. He appeared several times on the Dennis Day Show. I don't know if you guys remember who Dennis Day is. Dennis Day, anybody? Got any Dennis Day fans out there? Dennis Day was a singer that was on the Jack Benny Show. Very good singer, including once as a leprechaun. He played a leprechaun a lot of times. Many, many, many times. 1958, he played the pool hustler Babby in 8 episodes of the Peter Gunn TV series. I should do a show about Peter Gunn. That's a good show. Billy Barty starred in the Rawhide episode Prairie Elephant, where there was an elephant on the prairie. And he also starred in a local Southern California TV show for children called Billy Barty's Big Top, and regularly showed Three Stooges shorts on those. So, yeah. He starred in full-body costumes in 2 TV shows for kids. One was called The Bugaloos. He was Sparky the Firefly. And I would show a picture of the Bugaloos, but it's too boring. He was the evil sidekick to Dr. Shrinker. There's Dr. Shrinker. And he also was Sigmund in Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, which is a way better show than it gets credit for. He was a regular cast member of comedian Red Fox's variety show, The Red Fox Show. He appeared in an episode of The Love Boat in 1978. He also was in, I believe, this may have been the Fantasy Island episode that he was in. There he is with Harvey Villachez, 2 really small dudes. He was in an episode of Chips. He was in the last episode of Man from Atlantis, and 2 episodes of Little House on the Prairie, playing a circus member. Often he played a circus member. He was regularly seen on Bizarre, a weekly Canadian TV sketch comedy series, which, because of my sickness, I have the entire box set of Bizarre, which is actually a very funny show. He was on The Golden Girls as Rose Nyland's father in a dream sequence. He was in the 2nd episode of The Waltons. Yes, The Waltons. He was in an episode of Heart to Heart called A Christmas Heart. And, yeah. By the way, Billy Barty appeared in a 1976 episode of Celebrity Bowling, paired up with Dick Martin from Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. They defeated John Shuck and Michael Ansara 120 to 118. He also appeared as himself in the 1981 documentary Being Different. Now, Billy Barty was a noted activist, right? He was an activist for, as you might imagine, the promotion of rights for those with dwarfism. He was disappointed with this guy, Harvey Villechaize, insistent that they were midgets instead of actors with dwarfism, and he founded the Little People of America organization to help people with dwarfism in 1957. And he had a big conference in that year in Reno, Nevada. The original meeting of 21 people grew into the Little People of America, a group which, as of 2023, has more than 7,500 members. And it was the first such organization in North America for just the little people. Yeah, just little people. Rumple Trenchcoat says, John Byner's Bazaar. I remember seeing that on HBO. I still remember some of those sketches. Well, it was on HBO, but I think it was put on HBO after being shown in Canada. That show is a Canadian production, and then I remember seeing it on HBO too. That's probably where I got it. I'm a tremendous John Byner fan. I remember seeing his performance on HBO's On Location, and I just thought it was brilliant. But I do have the box set of Bizarre. You're welcome. He received a motion picture star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame at 6922 Hollywood Boulevard for his contributions to the film industry in 1981. In the 80s, he owned a popular roller rink in Fullerton, California, that would have bands there on the weekend. In 1990, Barty was sued in small claims court by two of the writers of his canceled comedy television series called Short Ribs, which aired for 13 weeks in the autumn of 1989. Producer and writer William Winkler and writer Warren Taylor filed separate lawsuits against Barty for money owed, and Barty lost both cases. Daggone it. He claimed the lawsuit news was the most publicity he ever got, and compared to similar press that celebrity Zsa Zsa Gabor got for slapping a Beverly Hills police officer. A tribute book on Barty's life was published in December of 2002. Yeah. Called Within Reach, an inspirational journey into the life, legacy, and influence of Billy Barty. It was produced by Barty's nephew, Michael Copeland, and Copeland's wife, Deborah. In 1962, he married Shirley Bolingbroke of Malad City, Idaho. They had two children, Lori Nielsen and TV film producer and director Braden Barty. Barty and his family were members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Barty died of heart failure at age 76 in the year 2000. He's buried there in Glendale's Forest Lawn Cemetery. So, some of his movies, Pygmy Island, The Clown, Wonderful World of the Brothers Grimm, Perils of Pauline, W.C. Fields and Me. Terrible movie, but Wonton, the Dog Who Saved Hollywood, The Amazing Dobermans, The Happy Hooker Goes to Washington, Rabbit Test, which has our good friend Steve Bluestein in it, and also directed by Joan Rivers. He was in 1978's Lord of the Rings. He was in Foul Play, as we mentioned earlier. Skate Town, USA, Hardly Working, Night Patrol, Tough Guys, that movie with Kirk Douglas and Burt Lancaster. He's in that. Let's see here. Yeah, that's all the ones that you'd know of. Alfred Hitchcock Presents is a TV show he was on. We mentioned Peter Gunn. We mentioned Rawhide. He was in Thriller, 2 episodes of Get Smart. He was in Barney Miller. He was on Love Boat, Charlie's Angels, Chips, Fantasy Island, Little House on the Prairie, as we mentioned. He was on Trapper John MD. He was on The Golden Girls. He was on Frasier. His last appearance was on television anyway, L.A. Heat, playing Morty Feinberg. Morty Feinberg was the character's name he played. And that should close the books, ladies and gentlemen, on our good friend, the one, the only. You know him, you love him, you can't live without him, Mr. Billy Barty. Mr. Billy Barty. And by the way, like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell. We got memberships. We got super chats. We got PayPal. PayPal is, I've decided, the best way to give to the show. It's in the About section of the show part where it's got links and stuff. But it's also here on your screen, paypal.me/Tom Gulley Show. Because I get all that. And it doesn't really, help YouTube or StreamYard or whoever gets. They take a big cut, man. Of course, when it's nothing, it's really, how much can you take? Rumple Trenchcoat says, if there was a TV show, he was on it. Good for him. I always like seeing him. Yeah, he would have these little the detective would be chasing some guy and he'd be selling newspapers or just walking down the street. And have you seen a big guy doing this or doing that? And, he'd say, do I look like I can see that high? Or what? It was just, that thing. And Rumpled Trenchcoat is very generously gifted 5 Tom Gulley Show memberships. That's so beyond the call of duty. But we thank you so much. I'll do a members show this weekend. I'm trying to think of something really salacious I can do for a members show. I have so many. I've been, over the time there's been a show, I have a lot of salacious secrets. They're not really secrets. They're just things I've never mentioned, really. Because why mention them? They're not worth mentioning. To me, I already know them. But, but Billy Barty, he was on everything. I do have to say this, and I don't enjoy saying this, but I'm going to say this, and that is that toward the end of his days, look, Billy Barty always looked old. Like in 1978, he was only like 53 years old, but he looked really 54, whatever. And you saw him way before that. So when he was 40, he looked 80, all right, or 70, okay? And so when he was getting older and older and older and older, he was not doing well. He wasn't the most athletic, spry type of dude anyway. But he was having trouble getting around and such. And, Let's see. Chris and Judy Tester and Nick and Joshua Kraft and Julian Zeezer have received those fabulous gift memberships from our good friend Rumpled Trenchcoat. And I'm now going to pin the StreamYard link, and if anybody wants to come in and I approve it, then fine. And if nobody does, you know what? That's fine too. I don't really care. It doesn't. It's no skin off my nose, as we say in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Oh, there you go. There you go, Rumpled Trenchcoat. He was like William Frawley. Those guys were born looking 57. Yeah, I went to high school with some guys like that. That were like, they were like 53 when they were in high school. And now you see them and they don't look that old because they always look 53. There's that. There's that thing there. Anyway, so there he is. The man, the myth, the legend, Billy Barty. Now, tomorrow's show, look out. I have another person with the initials of B and B. I doubt many, if any of you know who this person is. However, the story of this person is amazing, and it is unbelievable, and it is also horrifying, and that's the best way I can put it. It's amazing and unbelievable and horrifying. And for some reason, I'm frozen. Thanks, StreamYard. This was doing this before I took that little breather. It was just suddenly freezing up like it likes to do. It's supposed to unfreeze here in a second. Where's my thingamabob? There it is. At least that's what it was doing before. Oh no, my camera's actually frozen here for some reason. Why don't we do this? That didn't help. We'll do that. Well, that's not good. I'm not particular. Oh, here we go. I'm back. Maybe it wasn't my camera. Maybe it was the thing. Who knows? I don't think it was my camera. I was just on a big old long meeting today on this camera. Yeah, I know some people have some real problems with StreamYard recently, getting really choppy sound, etc. Hopefully my sound is okay. That's long been a hallmark of the Tom Gulley shows. It's our sound quality. But I was on a big old long meeting today that we were smooth sailing all the way through. There was no darn problems with that meeting. That meeting was like butter. It was a hell of a meeting. I don't like to use that language. I'm sorry, but it really was. Yeah, sound was fine this whole time. You're darn right it was. You're doggone right. You're darn tootin'. I recently discovered, and I know this has been around a long time, and there's only one reason I mention it, and that is on YouTube. There's a thing on the left-hand side if you're on your desktop. They have the things they have on YouTube, history, watch later, subscriptions, all that stuff. And one of the things that they have is called movies and TV. And if you click on that, there's a bunch of them you can buy and rent, like Amazon and all the others. But there's one called Free with Ads. Free with Ads. And the reason that I mention this is that's where the cheesy, awful stuff that I love is at. That's where the old Damnation Alley and, that's where the corn is. That's where and old British sitcoms and stuff. Let me open this up here. That's where maybe it was kind of popular. Probably freezing me up right now since I'm opening up more stuff. Oh man, there's a hot girl doing a show. I don't stand a chance when hot girls do shows. I don't think that's fair. I've often said if I was a hot girl, my audience would be gigantic. Okay, guys. So here's some stuff. And now so some of these movies were popular in their day, and these are free, but they've got ads in them. So the movie World Trade Center with Nicolas Cage, or White Men Can't Jump, or Risky Business. The first John Wick, Aaron Brockovich, Brad Pitt in Fury, American Graffiti. But these are prime time. These are the biggies. These are the good ones, okay? Let me get down into the gutter on this for you real quick here, because there's some absolute come on, load the page. Or not, or I'll just bail out of it. I don't care. What do I care? All right, you want to be that way? Oh, wait, now it does it. Let's see here. One Good Cop with Michael Keaton. Yeah. Thunderheart with Val Kilmer. These are so almost good. Just almost not quite, Glory Road, that basketball movie. And then like really old good movies like The Dirty Dozen, Mystery Men, which isn't a bad movie, but didn't get that much of a, If you really want to be depressed, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, that's a... old movies like Airport, Repo Man, Judge Dredd, Executive Decision with Kurt Russell, the only movie where Steven Seagal dies, Black Christmas, Mighty Joe Young. Oh, God, these are Little Big League. A lot of inspirational sports movies. Now, not Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, Logan's Run, Joe Dirt. That's about the level we're about, the Joe Dirt level. The Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder movie, See No Evil, Hear No Evil. Yeah. Let's Be Cops with Adam Sandler and whoever else is in that. Let me see here. Mr. Destiny with James Belushi and Michael Caine. But you get down into let me see my watch later section, because I can find out where some more of these flicks are. Rumple Trenchcoat says, I just introduced my kids to Top Secret with Val Kilmer the other day. That kind of deadpan slapstick is a lost art now. Yeah, I know. It was like the step further than the airplane movies. Let me get down this list. These are way down. I have so much in my YouTube Watch Later file. It's a little sad, actually. All right, it's very sad. It's extremely sad. We got about 20 minutes left in this extravaganza. I got to pare down the length of the shows because, well, that free version of StreamYard doesn't really doesn't give you that many hours. Got to keep it down to the bare minimum. And I already did like a 3-hour show. Let's see here. What is this channel? Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is a channel called Kino Stop. Like film, K-I-N-O, Stop, one word, okay? And it's on YouTube. Chapter 2, the Neil Young movie with James Caan and Marsha Mason. Stephen King's Storm of the Century. As I mentioned, Damnation Alley. A great movie, a fabulous movie with Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier called Let's Do It Again. The made-for-TV film, I think maybe TV, or it might have been HBO, The Late Shift, the story of Dave and Jay fighting for The Tonight Show. The Big Fix, I think it's with Richard Dreyfuss. Hero with Dustin Hoffman and Gina Davis and stuff. Bloom in Love, which is George Segal from 1973. a terrible, but if it's terrible, it's good, Russ Meyer movie called Common Law Cabin from 1967. St. Helens, which is a made-for-TV movie from 1981 with Art Carney. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Confessions of a Window Cleaner from 1974. Yeah, but just terrible stuff. Terrible stuff. Damnation Alley. Damnation Alley was a movie that they wanted to be this big, giant, post-apocalyptic movie. Had George Papard in it, and some famous foreign actress, and Paul Winfield, and Jan Michael Vincent, who was a heartthrob of the time, and Jackie Earle Haley, for those of you familiar with Bad News Bears and Breaking Away. Well, the thing that happened to Damnation Alley was, and it's about this post-apocalypse, the world blows up, but these military guys just happen to have been working on this sort of nuclear-powered RV type thing that could travel over terrains and stuff, and for just such an occurrence. And that's what they do. Well, what happened to that movie was they had all these grandiose plans for these amazing special effects and all sorts of stuff. But that same film company had another movie that came out at the same time, that was being shot at the same time. And that particular film was a little number called Star Wars. So they took almost all the money that they were going to spend on Damnation Alley and put it into producing Star Wars, which turned out to be a great idea, obviously. But unfortunately, Damnation Alley, for that reason, has a whole bunch of like stock footage. There's supposed to be a flood and stuff in one part, and it's all just stock footage. There's rockets going up. It's stock footage. There's a famous actor in it that played one of the generals that gets killed at the beginning during a nuclear attack. All his lines got cut. You see this famous guy in the center there, like, you know, the war room. He never says a word. So, yeah, Damnation Alley. There you go. If you have any other bizarre film questions, let me know. I almost said the phone number. We don't have a phone number anymore. But we did pin the thing to the whatever, so if you want to take advantage of that, fine. If not, we got 22 more minutes of nothing but the best that we can give you. And tomorrow, this is a tease, but tomorrow, a show about a guy, BB, that is unbelievable, amazing, and horrifying. And it might just give you the willies. It might. If you've ever had the willies, and I think we all know how painful that can be. Let's see here. It'd be like having George C. Scott just be on the screen. Exactly. It was the exact same thing. It's like, I know who that guy is, and then nothing. And then nothing. Let me see here. I'm going to do this just because I'm pretty sure Rumpel Trenchcoat will know who this is. This particular actor is. Well, maybe not. He's a guy that was in a ton of movies. What was he best known as? He was in The Spirit of St. Louis and The Hustler and The Graduate and The Way We Were. And, he plays the mayor in Jaws is probably what he's most best known for. His name's Murray Hamilton. Doesn't say a word, just complete, and uncredited, by the way. Uncredited. Anyway, poor Murray Hamilton. Gone before his time. Long may he rest in peace. Long may he rest in peace. I got less than 10 people watching this. This hot chick has 980. And I'd say she does about a 200 to 250 show. Again, if I was hot, especially if I was a hot girl, there'd be quite a lot of people watching this. Don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself. I'm telling you. Let me see. Ghost Goat. Hey, Tom, glad to see you're back. Hope you're well. Okay, Ghost Goat, if you used to have a different name or whatever, thank you. I am well. No, as well. He should have worn that Anchor sports coat. Yeah, and with the Anchor ties on it, or where they fish or whatever. Yeah. Good old Murray Hamilton. Good old Murray Hamilton. What a great mayor he made of Amity. Let's see here. I might as well try and put this on my Facebook page and my Twitter page for the last 15 minutes. Make a few people's day, you know. I'm telling you what, Facebook is getting pretty racy. There's some absolutely just salacious things on my Facebook page lately. I'm telling you, just young people that, you know. Oh, let's see. I've got a podcast somebody's wanting me to join. Let's see here. Let me see here. I gotta tell. It's my good friend No Filter Paul. You guys remember No Filter Paul? I'm on the mine right now. LOL. And you throw that LOL in there just so that people know you're absolutely joshing. That it's just a good-natured ribbing. You don't mean anything by it. You don't mean anything by it. Okay, what do I got to do? Switch now. Let's see if anything pops up here. Oh, wait, there he is, the man, the myth, the media legend. The one and only Rumpled Trenchcoat has joined us.
Hey!
How's it going?
It's going good. Look, if you got an invite to join someone else, I didn't want to step on that, but I just figured.
No, I'm
good old
not
Billy
leaving.
Barty. Oh, okay.
I'm not leaving my post. They started at 5:55. Who knows how long they'll go, and they go for a certain period of time and whatever, I might get over there, I might not, but anyway, how are you doing? How are things in the rumpled world?
They're doing good. They're doing good. Well, except for both my sister and my computers deciding to die at the same time, but we're making workarounds for it.
Oh, both of your computers died.
Yes, yes.
Oh, you've scared me like crazy.
Oh no! Oh
I
God,
was
no!
don't tell me that angel has passed away into heaven.
No. I wouldn't have been quite so chipper had that been the case.
Well, I don't know. Who knows? If Columbo's any measure, you might have been the one that did it.
Well, if that's the case, he'd be the only one who could have cracked that. So
That's
yeah,
right.
we always joke that if we knew in advance who was going to be assigned to our case, it wouldn't be worth committing the crime. If we knew Columbo was going to get the case,
Right.
we'd just save time and either give ourselves up right away or just not do it in the first place.
I got you. Or if you knew that, wasn't Tom Bosley the sheriff? In
Oh yeah, Murder,
Crabapple
She
Cove?
Wrote.
Wherever. Yeah, if he was on the case, you definitely would want to do it
Oh,
because
absolutely.
he never could solve anything by himself.
That
But,
guy couldn't solve getting a plate of apple pie. He was
No.
really a problem. Thank God for Jessica Fletcher. I'll tell you that.
Yes.
Otherwise,
And you
the
know
15.
the old joke about this little town in wherever Maine or
Yeah, Cabot
Massachusetts.
Cove. Yeah.
Yeah. With the highest murder rate in the country.
They might have had more murdered victims there than actual residents of the town. Like
Yeah.
I think people had to come in from out of state to visit just to get killed to make up for that. Yeah.
So you've had a good summer, I assume.
Yes, no, we've had a good time. It's we're all doing good at the Trenchcoat household.
Well, that's good.
Good to see you back.
Well,
Well, back-ish, whatever you
I
choose
got
to
to do something. I was just sitting around thinking about it. And it's like, you're just not doing anything. And I might stop again.
Sure.
I might. I was gonna spend a whole bunch of time and reformulate a bunch of things, and then I just went, I'll just start doing it again and figure that out later. But I do need to get a lot more interviews.
Sure.
Going on. And when are you? I am so waiting for the Trenchies, or was that what you guys are leaning on?
I'm leaning toward the Folkies. I think that just that just is a little more of an homage to the man himself, but we haven't formally settled on that yet. Yeah, we were working toward it. We've got ourselves a format. I've got a couple of awards to work on, but we got set back a bit by the computer situation, but we're working on that because I now have 2 episodes in the chamber. We still have In the Old Port in a Storm and Candidate for Crime that we've actually done, but I have to edit to get them out there. So we've got 2 more episodes coming up that I definitely want to get up on YouTube because it's been too long since we had one, and they're in the can. I just gotta get them edited. I have to use one of my old laptops, so that's taken me a little longer to get that going.
I have a good friend named Ed Robertson.
Oh, sure.
I'm sure you're familiar with him. And I'm just name dropping now, but I always ask him because he's so knowledgeable about Maverick and about Rockford and certain other things that James Garner did. But I always ask him, one of my favorite James Garner things is Barbarians at the Gate.
Oh, yes.
And he was like, I think I've seen it once, but I haven't really, looked into it that much. And so I'm anxious to hear his, review of it in the cold light of day of. But there is a movie that I saw with Peter Falk in it that I have never forgotten. And I'm trying to see, it might have been a TV movie. Let's see here. I'll see if AI will help me for once in my life.
Oh gosh, I'm just trying to think. Was it a comedy or
no?
was it
Well,
more dramatic or?
It was no. It was bittersweet. Let me see here. It was. Now
Moving on the verge of a breakdown.
It just keeps me. It just keeps giving me Forgotten Lady over and over again.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. So here's the plot of this movie. I probably shouldn't even mention it until I can see if. Oh, is this it? Nope, that's not it. Or maybe it is. It's not Janet Leigh. It's Jill Clayburgh. And it's Peter Falk and Jill Clayburgh. The by the way, greatly forgotten Jill Clayburgh.
Yes.
Who you just never hear her name anymore, and she was incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I feel like she was so natural that she wasn't even thought of as the actress that she deserved to be.
Well, she got all that acclaim for that movie, An Unmarried Woman.
Yes.
And I don't know if she won an Academy Award for that, but I think she was probably nominated. But it's the story of these two people that meet, and unbeknownst to each other, they both have cancer.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
And it's like, wow.
Bittersweet is definitely a good way to describe that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, anyway, it's a really, 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 really good movie. So that's it. That's all I had with that. But I didn't know if you'd ever seen it.
I've heard of it and I'd seen snippets of it, but I'd never actually watched it beginning to end, which I should, because I like both of them, obviously. So that's certainly a movie that would be right up my alley. Let's see here.
Well, the fun part of it is they figure out, that they're both have this thing, and they start doing all this crazy stuff, that
right.
They've always, sort of wanted to do, but,
Griffin and Phoenix.
Yeah. Griffin and Phoenix. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to look it up. I'll be honest.
Yeah. So anyway, I didn't know if you'd seen it or not.
I didn't happen to, but I was aware of it because we do a lot of Peter Falk research for our episodes, and then you can't help but fall down little rabbit holes here or there.
Right.
And so I'm like, oh, that sounds good, and then I just never got around to watching it.
Well, when movies first came out on DVD, and they had the director's description and some of the actors and stuff, I always hated that. I never wanted to hear it, and then at some point in time, I changed my viewpoint on that.
Right.
I think sometimes if you hear a director or somebody that's really technical, it's just a snore fest.
Right.
Now in this one, we had to use a Klieg light that came from the bottom and and it's like, okay, but there's a few that are. I mean, I almost want to listen to them more than the movie, but. One of my favorite movies ever, and we may have talked about this, is The In-Laws.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And that particular film has Peter Falk, Alan Arkin, the writer, and the director all at the same time. And oh my God, it's not as good as the movie maybe, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, just to have all those voices, telling about it. And I'm sure, I know Peter Falk had wanted to direct, and then when he did, he never wanted to again. But that they're going to be just telling you fun stories about it or what they were thinking. They're not going to go into the Klieg lights or the the details.
And Peter Falk's great because he gets way into. All of the people that approach him on the street and stuff with the lines and it's really great. Now the other thing is, and I don't know if you know this or not, there was supposed to be 3 movies.
Oh, no,
And-
I didn't.
But yeah, Freebie and the Bean,
Sure, that I remember.
which, oh, hey, dude, I have that on Blu-ray. I have a sickness. Freebie and the Bean was one of those movies. And I can't remember whether that one was done first and Peter Falk couldn't do it, or if it was done after The In-Laws and he couldn't do it. But that was, those were supposed to be 2 of the movies, and there was supposed to be another one, which I doubt that they ever made. But yeah, that was originally supposed to be 3 because Peter Falk and Alan Arkin wanted to work together that badly.
Okay, so it's just an excuse to work together because The In-Laws has a very satisfactory conclusion. Like that movie, when that ends, there's really no reason for that adventure to continue.
No.
It was a wonderful movie and so completely self-contained. But yeah, if you want an excuse to work together, sure, you could have another story with those guys.
Yeah, it's kind of like the 3 movies that Poitier and Bill Cosby did together. You just fall in love with those 2 guys being together,
Right?
And you don't care that they're not connected at all.
Right, that it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
But The In-Laws, I may have to watch that tonight. I could watch it anytime. And by the way, I can tell if I meet somebody new, particularly a date, and I watch The In-Laws with them, and if they don't like it, we're not meant for each other.
I was going to say it's time to move. No harm done, but time to move on. Yeah, I mean it's just so good.
So when do you think there'll be a new Rumple trench coat dropping?
I'm hoping to drop it this week because I had to recover it. I had to take the hard drive out of my old computer, put it in an external shell, get software to recover files. Very long story, but I recovered it. So I recovered a halfway edited version, so I have to re-edit it, but it exists, and that's all I needed it to do. So I'm now spending time editing that. So I am hoping to get it by this upcoming week to get that up and going. I had fantasies of taking the episode itself and using a visual element because, as you know, my podcast is basically just virtual auditory. And I thought, you know what, this is a sign. Let me just keep doing it the way I'm doing it because we almost lost those 2 episodes, and we'd do it again if we had to, but I think something would be lost. We had a really good time doing these 2. So
have you ever thought of doing them live?
I have thought of it. And it's something I do want to explore. It's just difficult because usually if you're doing something live like you found, you really do want to have a set time and date and schedule for it. And scheduling has always been our biggest issue between our 2 jobs. It's just been so difficult to have a time that we can both do it. But when we can, I would probably have to do it on Rumble if we wanted to do a watch along. And if we're going to do a watch along, then we'd have to do it there. But if we were just going to do our usual style, we probably could do that live on YouTube and not have to worry too much because I wouldn't really be showing, a lot of clips because I don't think most of these streaming services will let you put in a lot of clips. You'd mentioned many a time that StreamYard will only let you have a very limited amount of things you can put in.
You can always open up another browser window and do it that way. But the biggest thing is getting them to allow you. I mean, I don't know how these movie shows do it.
Right.
These people, they show about half the movie in little clips and then they react to it. I guess maybe they're not monetized. You could always write. I've always wanted to write one of them and go, how do you get away with this, really? And I think a lot of it is fair use, and then that you just get dinged, and then you dispute it and say it's fair use. And after they know that's what you're doing, then I don't know. I probably could just Google it, but you could do it on Rumble, and you can also stream privately on YouTube and then later
And then
on,
release it.
and then just release it. Yeah, at a certain time.
Well, I guess that's another way to go too. And the truth is, even on our audio podcast, we use very small, quick segments of the show. So,
Yeah.
I think it would be very easy. It'd be a lot easier for us to argue fair use than some of these guys that play an entire music video and just say, "Oh, wow, how about that?" And they got like 200 million subscribers.
I
and,
know, and they just go, "Man, I like that bass. I like the way that bass sounds." And it's like, what? That's not even.
That's hardly transformative, sir.
Yeah, it's. But I do have to admit, and a lot of people don't like this, but I do. I like seeing Gen X people react to a song that was popular when I was their age.
Oh, that's
know?
fun. There's no
Yeah.
question that it's fun. I just don't know how they get away with it. But
I don't
but
either.
It's fun to look. There's nothing I like more than seeing 14-year-old people who grew up on the streets and rap, and they
Yeah.
listen to Dolly Parton for the first time, and they're like, "Damn, that Jolene!" It's great. It's wonderful to see somebody having experienced that kind of joy from a song that I liked when I was 12. So it is.
Yeah.
It's great to watch. I just
You
know
see them watch the outlaw Josie Wales, and they're like, "He's a bad man,"
Yeah, absolutely.
I do like that quite a bit. I also like it when I've seen a lot of those shows, and I must admit I watch those shows because if I've seen a movie, it's nice for me to be able to watch a cut down version of it. It's like I don't have to watch the whole thing, and I feel like I've seen the movie again. But I've seen a bunch of them react to 12 Angry Men.
Oh, great movie.
And so that's double cool for me because it's an example of back in the day when acting and writing carried the water for most of Hollywood, and they get to see what that was like. But also it's in black and white. And kids today don't want to watch anything in black and white, and 99% of them go, I forgot it was in black and white after about 5 minutes.
Well, you get so caught up in the wonderful acting and writing and direction that you also kind of forget that almost the entire movie takes place in that one jury room. So no CGI, no effects, no action, just 12 angry men, and it is just wonderful. And there's so many wonderful movies like that. So it's great to see an entire new generation appreciate it.
Yeah, it is. And some of them, even It's a Wonderful Life, and you see these kids in their early 20s just bawling their eyes out.
Right, yeah.
And it's like, it still works. So
it
Frank
still gets you.
It still works.
Yep.
Anyway, well, hey man, thanks for popping on. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure, Tom. And I didn't even have a working camera, so that's why I hopped on audio. But I'm trying to put everything together with some duct tape and some spit so that I can at least get those 2 episodes out and going. So I will certainly give you a heads up when I've got that there, so you can pop on over and take a listen. And
please do.
Certainly, if we do anything live, I will obviously give you a heads up so that you can take a listen and be part of the Falkies or whatever the heck we wind up calling.
Gosh, I would love to. I'd love to be on that show, and I wouldn't even say anything. I would just eat popcorn in the corner.
Well, absolutely. We will absolutely give you a heads up on that.
Oh my
that would be a lot of fun, especially because it really was your suggestion and a great one at that. So,
you guys, that also gives you the opportunity in your community page or on your Twitter or wherever else you would like. Even during one of your shows, it gives you the opportunity to get more engagement by doing polls of the various categories, and then people respond to those, or even during the show, it's like, well, our next category is worst villain, and here are nominees, and why don't you go ahead and vote in the chat, and then we'll tell you who we actually
we've decided, but we'd love to hear what you guys think. I'm really looking forward to it. I just have to get things going for that. So, but great. Well, again, Tom, thank you very much. This was a lot of fun, and boy, have a great evening, man.
Okay, you do the same. Drop by
you.
anytime.
All right. Whoops, how do I get out?
I can get you out. There you go, buddy. All right. The one and only, the legendary Trenchcoat Twinch. Listen to me. Trenchcoat, a Columbo podcast. I highly recommend it. It's on wherever YouTube shows are sold. Only you don't have to pay for it. It's wonderful. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for us here this evening. And then tomorrow, again, I can't reiterate enough, plus also, in addition to as well, another show with a guy whose initials are BB, who is unbelievable, amazing. I mean, by unbelievable, I mean you're not going to believe it. And absolutely horrifying. I promise you those elements, all of them. And with all that being said, I guess there's really only one thing left to say, and that is, of course, till next time. We'll see you next time.
1, 2, 3, 4. They call me Mr. Gulley. I've got something for your ear. Now it might sound kind of funny, but I'll make it very clear. So what we talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin', and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. Here we go now. I'm talking about Mr. Gulley, and you don't know where he's been. Oh no, he's been right in your alley. Well, I'm Mr. Gully, yes I am. So what we're talking about? We're talking